how much do you really love yourself? Not the version you post online. Not the version that smiles so the world won't ask questions. I'm talking about the one you meet in silence. The one who remembers every failure, every rejection, every time the world turned away. There was a time I didn't recognize that person. I looked in the mirror and saw nothing, just the echo of what others wanted me to be. Their expectations built my walls. Their judgments became my voice. And somewhere along the way, I disappeared. But pain is a strange teacher. It doesn't whisper. It carves lessons into your soul. And when everything fell apart, when the world stopped pretending to care, that's when I found it, the smallest spark of something real. Me, asterisk, these scars, they used to embarrass me. Proof of failure, weakness, and trust misplaced. But now, I wear them like armor, because every scar has a story, and every story taught me something the easy days never could. People left, promises broke, and I learned that not everyone who stands beside you stands for you. Sometimes love isn't loyalty, sometimes it's a lesson, and forgiveness isn't approval, it's freedom. I forgave, not because they deserved peace, but because I deserved to move on. I stopped waiting for closure. I became it. Asterisk. There's a moment between heartbeats, a stillness where everything stops. That's where I rebuilt myself, when the noise of the world died. I heard the truth that I never needed their validation to exist. I was chasing applause in a world full of noise, forgetting that silence is where strength grows. So I sat with my pain. I listened to the echoes of everything I had buried, and I realized self-love isn't born from comfort. It's forged in solitude. They call it arrogance when you stop begging for attention. They call it selfishness when you start protecting your peace. But let them talk. They don't know what it costs to rebuild yourself from ashes. Asterisk. I stopped apologizing for existing, stopped shrinking to fit inside their comfort. I stopped explaining my worth to people who had none of their own. I realized something powerful. You don't find self-love in the light. You build it in the dark, every time you fall and rise again. Every time you choose yourself when no one else does. Every time you stand alone and still move forward, you are practicing the art of loving yourself. I became my own savior, not because I wanted to be a hero, but because no one else was coming. Let them misunderstand. Let them whisper. I was not made to be understood. I was made to endure. Asterisk. I used to hate the reflection staring back at me. Now, I salute it. Because that face, tired, scarred, imperfect, is proof that I survived. Every failure became a lesson. Every heartbreak, a rebirth. Every no I heard was the world redirecting me toward the truth. I am enough. My anger became discipline. My pain became purpose. My loneliness became peace. This isn't the self-love you read in quotes. This is war. A battle between who I was and who I refuse to stop becoming. So, if you're still breaking good, that means the old you is dying, and the one who's coming will no longer beg for permission to exist. Asterisk. They buried me under silence. But roots grow best in darkness. They took everything that made me human and built the reason I'll never be defeated again. I no longer chase light. I became it. Let them fear. Let them fall away. Because self-love isn't a whisper. It's a declaration. It's standing in the storm and saying, I am still here. The world tried to break me. It didn't know I was made of things that don't shatter. Every time I fell, I discovered something unbreakable. And now, I rise not because I'm healed, but because I'm whole. This is not self-love. This is self-resurrection. And now, there's quiet, not the empty kind, the sacred kind. I no longer crave their applause. I crave peace. I no longer chase belonging. I build it within. The same mirror that once showed my pain now reflects my purpose. So when they ask me, how much do you love yourself? I'll tell them enough to let go. Enough to forgive. Enough to rise again. Even when no one believes I can. Because I've learned self-love isn't soft. It's strength disguised as stillness. And sometimes the loudest roar comes from the quietest heart.